Hello everybody, and today we are here with another board game review. Today we'll be reviewing Big Thunder Mountain Railroad.
Assalamu alaikum everyone, and today we'll be telling you that why you should play Disney's Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, a game by Funko Games and Prospero Hall, which is based on the famous Disney World ride, the Big Thunder Mountain. Now, in this game, it's going to come with a beautiful 3D board, which is going to be made from vacuum insert plastic mold, which is going to act like a randomizer of how the marbles are going to come out of the game.
Also, no, this is painted. It doesn't come like this.
So I will put a picture here or here or here or here or
Somewhere.
somewhere or on top of our faces to tell you how the board actually looks like without painted. But again, the game mechanics are going to be what we are going to discuss, and then we will talk about the components in the end. Now, what this game is going to be about is set collection, selling your not purely set collection. You're going to collect some resources, sell those resources in the market, gain points, and whoever gains most points is going to be the winner. So very simple, but it contains few mechanics that puts it above your very simple kids game and goes into the family and adult level as well. So families are going to enjoy this, as well as if you have grown-ups, they are still going to enjoy this a lot. Even without the kids, the adults in the family are going to have enjoyable time playing this game as well.
Aside from stealing all the valuable resources. On your turn, first of all, you are going to run 3 marbles through this little mechanic right here, which is either the most fun part or the most frustrating part. It acts as this cool rotating thing, which when you turn around can either release a water marble, a gold, or gold. There's also another marble which we will later be talking about, as it is unimportant right now.
That's 2
No.
and 3. So once the 3 marbles are out, now these pathways are going to be always randomized. Well, as long as your board is sitting on a flat surface, so it is always going to be randomized, and they will go either left, right, center. So there are around 7 paths where these marbles are going to end up with, and these are 3 marbles: gold, ore, or water. What's next? What's your second?
Second of all, you are going to play any amount of cards that you wish to.
Let's go through the actions what are available to the players. So one is
My cards
what
are
you
right here, sir.
what you have shown is there is going to be a move action. Then there are going to be cards which are going to let you bail water. So these let you remove water, which is not going to be worth. These are going to be worth immediately, that the people are going to pay you immediately 1 coin if you bail 1 water out of it.
There is also the mine action, where it's pretty obvious that you can mine gold or ore.
Yeah,
However,
but
this can only be done if there is no water.
correct. And then there is the
Pan action. This allows you to actually pick ore what if there is water.
yeah. So if there is a mix of gold and water or ore and water, then you can do a panning action to actually filter out the water and the ore or the gold, and then get the gold, because we are not interested in water. Even though bailing water can give us some gold, some money, but getting the money is not equivalent to points. The points we will get only from gold and ores, and that's what we are interested in. So these are your basic actions. Sometimes a card will let you do 2 actions. Those you can do in any order that you like. So you can do move and bail and move, or only do bail. That's up to you, that which actions do you want to do.
There are also some cards that have an ore condition, which you can mine. However, if you want to move, you cannot mine.
Yeah, so you will pick 1 action out of those. Then the last type of card is going to be the supply.
This card helps you pick up any resources from this deck, and you will store it in your discard pile. And
Yeah.
once you finish all of your cards, Then you can pick all of the cards up and reshuffle them. So hopefully you can get this.
So there is this little deck building mechanic as well, which lets you improve your actions. By using the supply card, you can improve your actions because the cards that come in the supply deck are actually going to be of better value, better actions are on that, more variety of actions or more powerful actions are going to be on these cards, which are going to let you improve your deck as you go. So overall, these are your action cards. By playing these cards, those are the actions that you can do. By improving these actions, you can do more. So there is little bit of deck building, even though it's not pure deck building, but there is little bit of deck building in this one, which will let you improve your actions and escalate the progress you can make as the rounds go on. So that's what the cards are. Now, as Ishal was saying, let's go back to the explanation that on your turn, you will be playing as many cards as you like.
You can use that, such as I'm going to pan. Then, if you look closely, I'm going to build some water to get 1 coin.
So
Thank you
the
very much.
ores go in your cart, gold go in your cart, but the water goes back because you are just pumping it back to the mountain.
Yeah. Then I'll move up until here. And then I'll just pick something up.
Use the supply to improve your deck again. And then,
You saw my card, didn't you?
so if the last card she doesn't want to use, she can discard it. She wants to keep it for next round, she can keep it, but you will fill up your hand back up to 4 cards. And that's going to be your last thing that you are going to draw the cards. So on your turn, you're running marbles. It will be my turn next. You will run marbles. Use your cards to perform actions, which will be moving the cards, picking up ores, and bailing water, whatever, and then trying to reach back down once you have enough ore or once your card. So for example, on my turn, if I was able to do few actions, try to get these from here, get these ore, come here, bail some water, get 1 coin or town tokens, what the game calls, and be able to come back to the town which is on the back side. Maybe you're not able to see,
I don't know why
but
it's called town tokens.
once you are back here, then you are able to take some additional actions which are called the town market actions. So on your play rate, on one side, your default on your turn actions are given, and then the town actions are given, what you can do on your town actions. What those town actions can be, that you can sell whatever ores or gold that you have collected back to town for points or town tokens. So in the end, of course, you do want points, and that's what this bottom track with our trains is going to represent, that you do want, and that's where the gold and ore is going to get differentiated. The gold is worth 2 points, whereas the ore is worth 1 point. So if right now I had 2 ores, then I'm going to get 2 points by selling 2 ores and move on to the track. Another option that I might be doing is rather than getting points, I'll be selling these 2 ores. So when I sell, they go back, the marbles go back, and then I can get town tokens, that is coins, back on my board. Now on each player board, there is going to be a limitation of maximum 5 coins that you can have at a time. So you have to use these coins as well. You cannot just hoard up all these coins. What are the uses of these coins? There are going to be some upgrades available which you can buy while you are in town. That's your second thing. One thing is that you are selling. The other thing is you can buy 2 different kind of things, but you will pick one thing to buy at a time. So once you on your turn, you can buy only one thing. One thing is that you can buy town shares. Town shares, so don't be confused by the term shares. These are not your normal shares, but these are just victory points as well.
They're like
But
extra victory points.
Extra victory points, but these are hidden. So there is a common known victory track, but then there is also this hidden victory points as well. Now there is a slight gambling aspect to it or luck aspect to it, because you will gain
Aspect, not expect.
2 by paying 2 coins. you can get one of these cards. These cards can be worth 1 point, 2 points, or 3 points. When you are going to actually sell something, you are getting 2 points. Either you can take those 2 points, or you can get those for 2 town tokens and get one of these town shares. But by paying 2, you're trying your luck. There is a 60% chance that you will get either a 2 worth value coin share or 3 value share. So there is a higher probability, but there is still a 33% probability that you will get a 1 point share as well. So you might be bad on your luck, and when you pick up, it's going to be worth 1 point only. So you pay 2 to get only 1 point. So if you want to try your luck, you can do this. Sometimes, especially later down the road, later down in the game, when you are bailing water and you are getting just the money, you cannot directly convert money to points. At that time, these become really crucial, because at that time the money is only good enough for actually getting these town shares. So that's about town shares. The other thing these town tokens are good for is that on your playboard there are 3 empty slots, and those empty slots can have some kind of upgrades, and these are available here on the side of the board. Based upon the number of players, you will be adjusting how many per type are going to be available. So there are always going to be one less than the number of players. So for example, if you're playing with 3 players, only 2 of each type are going to be there. Once these are purchased, one player might not get that specific upgrade. But there are too many upgrades. Maximum you can have is 3. You can always replace them in the future as well by paying the cost which is mentioned on that. What are these upgrades? They let you improve your permanent passive abilities. For example, there is going to be a water pump ability. So whenever you bail water, you normally get one coin only. But if you have a water pump, you are able to pump more efficiently and you will get 2 coins. Then there is one which is going to let you use your mining action as a pan action. So even if your cards are more about mining and less about panning, then you can use
the same.
They make it equivalent. So then you have more variety. Then there is one which is by default you have 4 cards in your hand. This lets you increase up to 5 cards in your hand. Then one of these upgrades is going to let you take one of the supply cards directly in your hand. So rather than it going to your discard pile and then later on shuffling and then becoming available, it immediately becomes available to you. So you have more options.
Yep, we understand. The next one helps you
Big claim.
Big claim. It helps you pick from other mines nearby. So for example, if I can play a card, a mining one, I can, for example, pick from a nearby mine instead of the one right in front of me. This can especially be useful if the mine you're already at is
depleted.
Yeah, or just water. Because I don't know what's happening right now, but I promise you that there is too much water in this game.
Well, the number of marbles are equal of water ore, but of course, everyone, when all the players are playing, and the number of players are more, then everyone is getting ore and water is being left on the board. So at that time, the competition becomes really fierce. And one of the last upgrade is that even your ore is worth same as gold, so you will get 2 points for each ore that you sell as well. One of the things that also randomizes or add events to the game is going to be this red marble. So Ishal, what happens when a red marble, which is a single red marble in the whole game, what happens when that comes out?
Okay, so first of all, the red marble is known as the fate marble. So you will see that there is this deck of fate cards and you will draw one of them. There will be perhaps dynamite. This causes that whatever location you're at, all the marbles from that location disappear.
So for example, if these were there, then a dynamite has blown in this area, so all the marbles will be removed and go back to the mountain. And that's what dynamite does. Similarly, there can be floods, there can be storms,
landslides.
Yeah, different things can happen which can impact the marbles or even your locations. The floods can actually move all of the carts where water is available. The carts will get slid over. If a storm comes, then it will force all the carts outside the area to come back to the town. So different random events can happen. There is only one marble and you are required to actually put it near the end when you fill this dispenser. So you know when the marbles are nearly about to finish, then the fate cards are going to become more and more rapid. So if you are unable to actually send back enough marbles, then the fate marble is going to come back again and again and again.
This has occurred to us many times.
Yeah, so that does happen, that these events become more and more rapid near the end of the game, and it can add to some randomness in the end of the game. Now in this way, that's all there is in the game. So you will be coming to the overall structure of the game. You will be running marbles, and every time in each of these deposit holes, new things are going to appear. Then you will be using a set of your action cards to move around the board, collect these ores, collect gold, bail water, take some actions based on those cards, and then moving back to town. Whenever you go back to town, you can sell those gold, you can sell ores for getting points, getting money, money to get upgrades, money to buy shares, and using those to get ahead on the victory point. As soon as any player reaches or crosses 20 victory points, then that's the end of the game.
At least there's a final round.
Yeah, every player will get one more round, other than the player who actually just crossed. The player who crossed first, so there is a race element to it as well. The player who crossed first, there are going to be town shares based on, again, number of players -1 there. So he's going to see all those town shares, and whichever is the highest value one, he's going to get that immediately. If in the last round any other player is able to cross as well, he gets the second highest one as well. And in that way, at the end, everyone is going to reveal their town shares and calculate the final score, and whoever gets the highest score is going to be the winner. And that's overall the game. Now, let's come to the fun elements in this game and why people might like it or not. Now, overall, this game is going to be very simple. The true toy factor of this game is, of course, going to be this marble dispenser, because just like Potion Explosion, Gizmos, any game which has marbles is something everyone really likes, especially when
it's a universal thing.
Especially when they see it rotating, falling down different holes. So people are going to enjoy that. So in this one, there are multiple pathways, and you are wishing, oh, let it fall here, and it doesn't fall in the right section where you actually needed it.
Or it was so close to falling. Oh my god.
Then you have to see your action cards. Okay, what can I do which is going to, if it was not the optimum one, what can I do to actually get the second most optimum turn that I can? So there are going to be things like that as well. There are going to be elements of strategy for adults as well in this one. For example, initially people would not want to go high on the score track. Initially, what you want is just money. Why? Because using money, what you will be able to get is upgrades. Once you have upgraded enough, then you're going to get more out of each of your turn. And that might be a strategy. But which upgrades to go for? Because you have only slots for 3, and there are 6 variant different type of upgrades. So maybe in one game you will try one type of strategy, in other you will try a different combination of upgrades. Maybe one upgrade didn't really help you in the last one. So you can try multiple type of upgrades to add to the replayability. The randomness of the marble is always going to be there, which is going to add to the replayability of the game as well. And the components are going to be what adds to the value of the game as well. The 3D board, the beautiful trains, the soft rubbery carts in which you will be placing these ores. So it all looks beautiful when you move around. Ishal, what did you think about when you first saw the game?
Well, I did certainly think it was very fun, and I really enjoyed the art style, especially the little carved details on the trains.
There are these charming things about this game. Once it's on the table, people are going to look and see, oh, what's that? It? And in the price point, this says this is really a cheap game because they are selling it for that's common for all Prospero Hall Funko slash Funko games that they make or these games for shops like Walmart and Target that their price point is actually very less. So that does mean that sometimes they compromise on the quality. So the quality of the card isn't going to be ideal. The quality of the vacuum formed plastic might not be long lasting, which is going to last for uh, 10 years or something. No, it's not going to last that long. But the amount of fun that you're going to have in the price point that is given
It
is
makes up
going to
for it.
be guaranteed. Yes. Now,
I also have a complaint about this game, and that is this little thing, the entrance. It enrages me so much sometimes because the marble just refuses to go in.
yeah, one of the things that you will face, or everyone is going to face, is that this marble dispenser does not work 100% of the time. And the reason for that is going to be that the hole for the marble isn't really big enough, and sometimes you will spin this and the marble, there isn't enough slope or whatever the problem might be, the hole isn't big plus the slope isn't enough, that the marble doesn't go quickly enough inside it, and if you rotate it quickly no marble comes out. Then you will be rotating it, trying to wiggle it so that a marble does go in, then rotate it back, because there needs to be a random allocation. There are multiple marbles. If I remove this cap, there are multiple colored marbles. You are not supposed to know which marble is going to come out. So that's why actually it needs to be randomized through this mechanism. But it's not engineered slightly properly. It does work, but it doesn't work perfectly. And that's going to trouble. So one of the things that I can recommend, which I did with my game, was that there were few notches here, and I use a simple paper cutter to actually cut off those notches to make this hole slightly bigger, or at least the entrance slightly bigger, which has resolved that problem a lot. And now it does go in slightly better. Of course, I cannot increase the slope at which these vacuum formed plastic is, because this is not really that much sturdy. The other problem that it is going to have is that it does not have a proper insert to protect this board. There are going to be, once you put this in your box, especially if you are stacking your games horizontally, then if anything is on top of this, then there is going to stress is going to come on top of this vacuum formed shape, because there is no insert to protect it from any other load. So those are the things that you need to consider, because it's not that much high quality, but otherwise all other things are really good.
Overall, it's a pretty fun game. If you have a family and some kids, this game's definitely for you if you just want to spend more time with them. Pretty high rating in my opinion. It's just that the quality, it needs work.
Yeah, again, this is a picture again. This is what you will get. I've just painted mine to make it look more like with shadows and slightly to match the color of the high contrast of the board. That's it from us. Our recommended game from our side. This is one of those Funko Prospero Hall games, just like Horrified they released. I enjoyed that game. This one I can easily recommend. This is also one of my favorite Prospero Hall games. Uh, Simple mechanisms, but a lot of fun time that you can have. I recommend it from me. That's it for us. Happy gaming!
Happy gaming!